Hey everyone, this is my interview with local punk rock supergroup Nice Cops. The members of the band have been involved in the local scene for a long time, playing in groups like Elder Abuse, Boys Club, and many, many more. We hang out in an elementary school music classroom to talk about their upcoming record, and you can hear 4 songs from that record on this podcast, and a lot more. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Park Theatre. Please visit myparktheatre.com to check out all of the great shows they have coming up.
Thank you to everyone who supports my dad's show. If you'd like to support Witchpolice Radio, go to patreon.com/witchpolice today.
You're listening to Garbage Hill, Winnipeg's first podcast network.
Welcome to Witchpolice Radio. I am in a classroom, and I've been here before. It's very strange that I would be in a children's, is it elementary school or what?
Yeah.
Elementary school music room twice for a podcast with 2 different bands, but here we go.
It kind of works out, I guess.
Yeah, so I am here, and I'm here with 3/4 of Nice Cops.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of funny that I was listening to some stuff today, you have the tape, and I was listening to songs online, and just kind of checking out the social media and everything. And this is like a band that has a bunch of people who have been in a bunch of other bands, right? I mean, it seems like there's, for a city with a pretty big punk scene, it's pretty ridiculous how many people are just in each other's bands.
It's all like recycled members.
And this is all people who've been on the show before in other bands too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess that's something we'll get into in a minute, but let's just put names to voices. So if each one of you wants to just identify who you are, what you do in the band, we'll go from there.
My name is Alex. I play guitar and I do vocals in the band.
I'm Sean. I also play guitar.
And my name is Sebastian, and I play drums in Nice Cops.
And who are we missing?
We're missing Maddie, who is he plays bass and does vocals and trombone in the band as well.
Where does the trombone come into that? That sounds like the most interesting thing.
We just have on the new record
He's
that
the
we're
wild
doing.
card.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Swiss Army knife of the band. There's a track on the new record that we're doing some trombone on.
Cool.
So just trying new things.
He's in school for that.
He's one of those.
For trombone, actually.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's one of those real musicians.
Right.
Where you're kind of those fake scam ones that pretend to be.
But usually it's the fake scam ones who do well, though.
I guess.
Those are the ones who actually bother putting out tapes and stuff, CDs and stuff, right? So.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
So I guess maybe just to kind of frame the existence of this band, you're all in different bands or were in different bands.
Yeah.
How did this particular grouping of people come together? Had you played together before?
Yeah, we all had a band, short-lived band together.
Okay.
And then we started that band because I went to Alex's birthday, and then we were like, yeah, we should start a band.
Yeah.
And then and that was called Joyride. And then I had played with Sabby before in Boys Club.
Okay.
I'd been in and out of that a couple times.
Right. I'm not surprised.
And then
yeah.
And then so I think that's how I think we just decided to do that. And then I asked Sabby.
Yeah, I think it was weird.
Because you didn't know Sabby before, right?
I didn't know. You introduced me to
okay,
Sabby,
so that's how that happened.
Okay.
And then that band kind of fizzled out, I think mostly because I joined Elder Abuse.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
my band. Yeah.
And then we restarted sort of as this, but
I think the main reason why
it's a new project. But then we're I'll get Sabby in again.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the reason why this started was because we put out 3 songs. Nice Cops put out 3 songs last summer.
Okay.
Or last spring, and it was just kind of we have these other bands we were doing, but we're bored between doing stuff. You're not busy with your bands all the time.
Sure.
So we wrote 3 kind of goofy songs together as kind of killing time almost. Trying different things, and I think recently with the way I think myself and Sabby in particular are my other band Elder Abuse has kind of it's gone a bit slower with that band.
Yeah.
And you know, just because we're getting old and getting jobs and all that kind of stuff, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. So that band's kind of, you know, is slowing down, and Savvy with Boys Club too is kind of slowed down. So we're like, you know what? Let's actually like give this a go and write some songs.
And you wanted to play guitar too.
And I wanted to play guitar. That was a big I wanted to actually like do something rather than just sit there and wait for gigs to you know. It's been working out. I really think like these new songs we've been working on are pretty you know, they definitely got more attention and more effort than the last ones. I think they're turning out pretty good.
Developed.
Yeah, definitely more.
What makes this group stand out among all of your other projects you've been? Because I mean, I think there's definitely a relationship sound-wise between everything that you guys have done. I mean, you know, you've all been in different bands, but you can kind of common threads going through them, right? And this seems to be similar in the sense that it's, from what I've heard, a you know, mid-tempo punk rock, kind of emo leanings every once in a while, and that sort of covers a lot of things you guys have already done. So what do you think makes this band stand out? What makes it distinct from your other projects?
Well,
Crickets.
I guess from Elder Abuse, like, it doesn't have like the skate punk beats.
Sure.
Yeah, like
Savvy has a different drumming style, more twinkly leads.
Twinkly.
Yeah, I think I do
emo-y, maybe.
I do the songwriting like for Elder Abuse, and like I do most of the songwriting for this band as well. And I think the main difference is like, I don't know, it's just getting to try different things. Like Elder Abuse is definitely more fast and aggressive.
Sure.
And you know, you get to be heavy and hard and stuff like that, and it's super fun. Whereas this is like, I get to experiment a bit more and kind of try, I don't know, get to have tambourine in more songs. So, you know what I mean? Like in trombone, and get to do all that.
I'd say too, like the new songs are like farther apart from like Elder Abuse and stuff.
Okay.
Like, we kind of got more our own sound now, whereas the other stuff was a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm still figuring
Well,
out.
it's a starting point, I guess, right? Because you have
Yeah, and I've only been playing like this. Been writing for one band only, so it's tough, you know, to try and, you know, do something completely different.
Cool.
But it's been working.
What's the significance behind the name? I like the name. It's
I think I just had that in the vault.
Yeah.
Of band names.
Right. I guess you have to have a lot of them.
I think we were like we were just like writing names out on that board, and then
like literally on this board.
And then most of them were sucked, and they were like goofy, and then I like wrote that one, and they were like, "Oh, what's that name?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the name I had."
Yeah, we kind of stole his baby name.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I thought that would be like funny punk band name."
Right.
Yeah, 0
Because I was like, everybody hates cops.
It's true. That is true.
Or especially at that time, that was like, so I was like, oh, but some cops are nice.
Yeah. Trying to exploit.
Yeah. Well, that's such a weird name for like a band with punk anything meanings too, because the punk is so like against the cops.
Yeah, anti-police.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
Yeah, it's good name. I mean, it's memorable, right? So that's what you want. Yeah. So how long has this actually been a thing? I know you said last year you did the 3 songs, right? Mm-hmm. How long has this actually been a unit of the 4 of you?
Since the beginning. So like ever since we started writing those ones, it's probably coming up on 2 years now. I guess
early 2017.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And then
or were we jamming?
It's something like that. It was around then. Like I don't.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. No. I was thinking we finished Joyride when we came back from Asia with Elder Abuse, and then 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like we haven't really been super like we're not on a tight schedule. It's always just like, hey, like we have a dumb group chat that I'm sure every band has.
Probably
you know what I mean? Like, but it's just kind of like, hey, you guys free tonight? You want to come jam? Like, it's nothing super serious, and like I think that's why we're all like me personally am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that almost why it works? Like because it's casual?
Yeah.
And,
super casual. Like Sean, as you know, is in like 1,800 bands, and like
every band in the universe. Yeah.
This one kind of like picks up sometimes. And
so when we pick up shows, we'll jam a bit more. But for the most part, it's just kind of like writing and using it as a creative vehicle. I don't know, for ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I mean, as the person doing the songwriting, how do you think this differs? I mean, I know you mentioned, like Elder Abuse is more aggressive and more punk rock, but in terms of the actual content of the songs, are you exploring things that you maybe wouldn't have covered?
Yep. So, again, because I've only ever done this in 2 bands, so you have to compare the two. But Elder Abuse is more like, I wrote that as, an 18 to 23-year-old kid.
Sure.
Going from living in his parents' basement to moving out into his first apartment to getting his, to moving on and doing all that kind of stuff and figuring it out. Whereas this Nice Cop stuff is more like, you know, I'm older now, almost 30. You know, you see things from a different eye rather than singing stories about, like, you know, how I screwed up as a kid or all that and how I was feeling. Now it's more seeing things from a different perspective, I guess.
Is it kind of like seeing the same situations from like a more distant now because you're not right in them, or are you just kind of switching the content entirely?
Yeah, so I guess it's just kind of the way I'm telling stories, I guess, would be the main difference. Elder Abuse being more focused on myself and my feelings and all that kind of stuff, whereas Nice Cops is maybe more in more of a general sense, I guess, more of what's going on around me, if that makes sense. That's kind of interesting
because this is a more emo-sounding project and you're going away from the emotional.
Yeah,
personal.
I don't know, like I gotta be careful, I guess, because I kind of read about a few different things, but I think for the majority, like, the record is mainly about kind of like coming to an end with all the touring and all that kind of stuff, and being at home and seeing what's actually going on around in our own city and in Winnipeg, rather than, you know, a lot of the songs with Elder Abuse is what's going on around everywhere else and what's happening with me, whereas the Nice Cop stuff is what the heck's going on in Winnipeg.
Because you have time to reflect on it?
Exactly, and look around and kind of see all that stuff. So it's been, you know, definitely a different writing style, different approach.
You haven't said much. How does this differ? I mean, Boys Club is what I recognize you from.
Yeah.
How does this differ as far as your playing? Do you have to, I mean, in order to work with these guys compared to what you're used to?
Yeah, I think it's relatively more straightforward kind of punk music, not to put down Alex's songwriting at all, but just
my feelings.
Yeah, just what we were kind of moving in with Boys Club was trying new kind of songwriting techniques and genres and stuff, and kind of, I think, in a way moving away from traditional punk rock, maybe where we started with. So this is a return in some sense.
Yeah, like that last album was kind of chill.
Yeah, yeah, it was cool. I liked it, but yeah,
it's like country. Well, that's what Zach said.
Yeah,
he's like, we gone cowboy.
Yeah, kind of moving in that direction, indie direction.
Are you personally more into the more straight ahead punk rock stuff, or were you actually like into that kind of more experimental cowboy?
Cowboy punk. No, I like.
Savvy's grumpy.
I liked where we were kind of heading with Boys Club. Again, because I hadn't done anything like that before, so it was a new venture of sorts. But then it's fun too, just to kind of lay back and play some fast punk rock again. Yeah, is nice as well. So, and again, I think we're kind of experimenting a bit in our own sense, moving away from kind of the first three songs, which were pretty straightforward. I think the new songs and the new record kind of are exploring a bit of we can walk it off. 'Cause you know that this is a reminder that you and I are never alone. So won't you wait, we can walk it off. 'Cause you know that this is a reminder that you and I are never alone. Tired and you haven't slept a weekend away.
I think what's cool about it too is like Sabby and I really, like when we first started writing this, we kind of talked about it a bit. Like he spent so much time with Boys Club, and I spent so much time with Elder Abuse, and it was such a big part of like, it really is a big part of your identity, kind of as a person, because like I've only known everybody in the music scene as Alex from Elder Abuse, and that's literally how I've known. How I know these two guys, how I probably know anybody that's going to listen to this, is like Alex from Elder Abuse. Exactly. So, like, getting, like, having that as your identity and, like, caring so much about it for that long, it kind of fucks you up. Like, when this last year, like, when it's coming to an end and I'm no longer, like, Alex from Elder Abuse, I'm Alex now. Yeah. Or just, you know, it really, it kind of gets you, because I wasn't like, before I started playing in bands, I didn't really know you didn't know who you are or whatever, and these bands like really kind of help you figure that out, and when you lose that, you kind of fucks you up. And Sabby and I kind of talked about that a bit, and how our bands have kind of cooled down. So that's what a lot of these songs are kind of about as well.
Does being Alex from Elder Abuse, does that help with this band? I mean, did be in the sense of getting people to because as far as local punk go, you guys were pretty successful. Like it was, I mean, you toured a lot, you did well,
I mean, like I don't think anybody stops me on the streets.
No, of course not. But people who are already in the music scene though, who are already going to shows, they're going to be
I guess that helps. I mean, you definitely get the attention of like if you're putting out some new music or whatever, I think you definitely. You get 10 seconds of attention rather than just 5 seconds of somebody's attention.
When you're writing the bio, I guess, you put that bold letters.
Yeah, so like you get, I always think like when you listen to something new, you get 5 seconds, like you better catch me, and then I think just, I don't know, maybe just people maybe recognize our names or whatever from something
There's like a grace period a little bit.
You get the extra.
I feel like Winnipeg, it's almost like pretty rare to have like a new band that's people who haven't been in another band.
That's true, everyone's in
It's like, who are those guys? Oh, those are guys from this and this.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or each time they bring one new guy in, then they become part of the same thing. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, I thought these guys were called this, but now they're called something else. And
because that guy's different.
Yeah,
exactly. They play different instruments. Yeah.
Except for Elder Abuse when it's all different guys, but the band name stays the same.
Is that a thing that happened?
Well, we got a roster.
Okay. Yeah. You just kind of pick who's available?
If we had a Wikipedia page, the ex-members part would probably be, I think it was 18.
I'm kind of disappointed you haven't made that yet.
At one point, like now we kind of have a regular lineup, but like when I joined, like we had 4 guitar players.
Yeah. At one time?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We had 2 that were here and then 2 that were in Alberta. Okay. And then kind of the Alberta guys were touring, and then and then the other guys were like playing shows here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Basically, like the whole reason, like, we went through so many members is because we got all these opportunities to go do this cool stuff, and I think normal bands would probably, if one band member couldn't do it, they'd probably be like, you know what, this one's not for us. Sure. Maybe we're not going to do it. And I just like,
you get in Asia and stuff, right?
I got the bug, and like it's like, man, we're going to go do this, and if a guy couldn't go, it's like, all right, who's up next? And then so people be like, I learned all the songs. Be like, all right, you're coming with us. Yeah. We're going to Asia, like we're going to go to Newfoundland or whatever. Like, so it was just, that part is cool, and the fact that so many people were willing to learn the songs, it was like,
yeah, that's cool.
That's incredible. Not that, they're not rocket science of guitars.
Right, but still, the fact that you have that roster.
It's been cool, and like a lot of those guys are, really good friends. I think everybody that's played in the band, I still keep in touch with. So.
Cool. No, not one person like dragged it down and killed it for you guys.
No, like
that's kind of rare.
I mean, it's obviously like at first, kind of sucks sometimes, but sure. And there's still some relationships that could still use a little bit of extra mending, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And like, you reflect on that, and it's like, the 20-year-old kid that had to tell a buddy, hey man, we're gonna go with another guy instead of you, and it's like, you look back on that and it's like, God, I was such a dick. But but now it's like, well, I got to go do these cool things that I wanted to do. So it's like, I don't know, it's it's tough, but
okay. Well, to go back to what you said a few minutes ago about how kind of all these bands in Winnipeg are made up of, it's this guy from that band, this guy from that band. Is there a danger of that getting stagnant, where people are like, oh, it's a dude from Elder Abuse again? Like,
kind of like, I know, well, Elder Abuse was going to play a show in August, but then we had to drop off. But then we were like, there was a new band like Lake Disappointment. We were like, oh yeah, new guys.
Yeah.
Like, get them on the show.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're trying to find.
Like, and I was just like, I love new guys.
Yeah.
So
when you're booking.
So I think so. Yeah, it's nice to have bring someone else into the fold.
Yeah, it's like those communities
of
of
be only so many lineups for shows too.
It's like those religious communities where they need to bring in new people to have kids.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, they get too inbred. Yeah.
Trying to recruit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh.
So what? I know I kind of asked this before, but do you just consider this a punk band, or do you have kind of greater aspirations to make it some other genre or some hyphenated thing? Or
in general, I think I would just call it a punk rock band, but I don't. I don't know. I'm not a big subgenre guy. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, I'm not good at describing bands at all.
Yeah, I remember I called one time.
I would say it's like punk rock, sort of emo.
Yeah, punk rock.
Well, the emo thing, I can see the emo thing. For
yeah,
sure.
For sure. And I have no issue with. I don't know. One time I called a band metalcore once when they were just like metal and they got super offended. So ever since then, I just stay away from trying to label genres.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, punk rock emo, I guess, for us. But
yeah.
That's what will be filed in under Spotify and iTunes.
Sure. Yeah, if it happens to be in a record store somewhere.
Exactly, yeah, that too. Yeah.
It'll probably be fired under like local Who Buys Tapes still.
Yeah.
Emo is something that I keep hearing people talking about lately, but it's always rappers. Like, I have not seen a lot of punk bands or rock bands or whatever referencing emo as an influence or as a sound, but tons of these new kids doing whatever weird variation of hip hop.
Like a different emo.
Oh, I realize that, but a lot of them are coming from backgrounds where they listen to like punk rock and stuff, and then they got into
My Chemical Romance.
That kind of shit.
Yeah. They're all sampling it.
So I guess the question, the problem is identifying yourself as an emo band. You got 18-year-olds like, oh, cool, I know what emo is. It's like, you know, some guy singing a tune over it. So like, what is emo? What is emo's?
But emo has always been like that.
I know it has been, because people had bad ideas of emo, and then if you go back 15 years earlier, there was some great stuff, right?
Because like when I was in high school, like emo was like there's like two different emos. There's
right, because there's the Sunny Day Real Estate kids, and then there's the kids with the My Chemical Romance.
Like all the swoop cut kids. Yeah.
So what is emo's, I guess, place now though in 2018? Because that whole era is sort of over, right? Like the swoop cut teenage kids, like that was sort of a short place in time. But what is? I mean, if you say emo to someone now, are they thinking of that shit? Are they thinking about some rapper? Or are they thinking about like, you know?
See, when I hear the word emo, like in my head, I just hear like 2004. Like I don't associate it with like the emo. I know the emo rap's huge now, though.
It is,
like,
it's weird, right?
People are listening to it, but I don't know.
Okay, well, what is emo? Like, where is emo now?
I can think of like Run for Cover Records type stuff, or like Sea Haven and
like Citizen and all those bands.
Yeah, kind of.
Like there was the emo revival stuff, kind of around like 2010, I'd say.
Okay.
And that was like, I think that was influenced by like the 90s and early 2000s stuff that maybe more purists would consider emo. And then there's kind of that scene with like My Chemical Romance and...
Which is basically pop music, but with like
and then I think
style.
And then I think like a lot of the emo rappers are maybe drawing from that.
I think they might be.
Maybe they grew up on it, kind of thing, and like
because that's what
when we were in high school, everyone was listening to Good Charlotte and Green Day and whatever, and so now maybe people who are doing that or reflecting on that and being like, I'm going to put my own spin on it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's even younger. I think a lot of these kids are like 18 now. So I don't know what that...
Oh, God.
Yeah. I think we're like past the emo revival, and now it's like
we're slowly turning into those people that like don't understand what the kids are into
now.
Like,
I'm 36. I'm there.
Yeah,
I've been there for years.
It's so crazy how like you trying like the hardest. Not that you like super care about what people think or like what people are into, because at the end of the day, you're writing these songs for yourself. Yeah. But you like generally, you know. If you're writing music and you're in the scene or whatever, you're kind of keeping up with like what's going on out there, and trying to keep up is woof.
But there's a point where you hit a certain age where whatever the young people are playing is not for you anymore.
I know.
And if you're getting it, they're doing it wrong, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean,
exactly.
So like at what point, I guess, as guys who've been playing punk rock for a long time. When you hit that point, what happens? Like you keep playing it?
I don't know. Yeah, you just stay with the same people and make new bands with the same guys who've been playing. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Punk rock kind of ages a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does age better than something.
Like, there's lots like we go to like Pooza Fest and it's like, oh, those guys are older and
it's true. Yeah, like 55 or something still doing it, right? Like
yeah, and there's still bands putting out like. There's still older bands putting out good new punk rock records, and then I'm trying to think of a new band that's put out a good punk rock record, but I'm blanking
Red City Radio?
Yeah, like Red City, well, their new EP is super good.
The only ones I can think of are bands that have old guys in it from different bands.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to...
It's kind of like what we were talking about here, right?
Yeah. Alkaline Trio put out a new record this year.
I haven't listened to that, but...
Again, old guys. Yeah, it's all old guys.
Right? Yeah. So you think you're already at the point now? You're already too old to like understand the young...
Yeah, this is such a heartbreaking reality.
Honestly, that's kind of thing, though, like... You kind of just always like bands you like at a certain age.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah,
it makes you feel.
When you were in like between the ages of 12 and 15, that shit is like permanently embedded in your head, and you can't.
Kind of like Seaway.
Seaway's
pretty
cool.
new.
Yeah, but they like
pretty poppy though.
Yeah, everyone's into the Dirty Nil now.
Oh, Dirty Nil's good. Yeah,
they're good. Yeah, so there are new bands. Hopefully,
they've been around for a while too, though.
I don't know.
Our guys from other bands.
When one of them cries, the other goes down.
Well, I guess like just to rewind to what I was kind of asking in the first place. This is really interesting, but is emo like a dirty word now? Because it was for a while. I think emo had like a pretty negative connotation.
I feel like I use it pretty loosely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely I think back when I was. In your high school, someone's like, "Oh, you listen to emo?" Like, no, man, no, I don't listen to emo.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, cool, yeah, my band's emo, or I don't know, we sing about it.
Now you just don't care anymore.
Yeah, you just don't. Yeah, it's whatever. You're old now. It is what it is. I guess we don't care about image and all that kind of stuff anymore. So why would we care?
I guess maybe if you say like Midwestern emo, that gets.
Is that are we now getting to location and?
Well, that's like twinkly. Yeah. That's like those like. American football, like
I like how twinkly is the thing,
stuff.
Yeah.
That's
like, true. Yeah. I guess like into it, over it, and all.
Yeah,
those. Yeah, fair enough.
That's kind of like easier way to separate maybe.
Midwestern.
Okay, cool.
Does Manitoba consider Midwestern? I guess maybe sort of.
It's like its own weird.
I mean, it's
scene.
up above, but yeah,
it's like its own weird scene. We have a lot of cool, like in all genres of music that come out of here.
Yeah,
like, it's nuts.
Okay, so like I guess like a brother to that question then is one thing I've always liked about Winnipeg music, and I've always kind of heard in a lot of Winnipeg bands is kind of like even with folk singers, country singers, rappers, whatever, is like a griminess. Like Winnipeg definitely thrives on, and people love just dirty sounding music. And you guys are playing something that's fairly clean and fairly, it's got hooks and stuff. Like, and so did your other bands.
Yep.
Like, do you think that you fit into the Winnipeg sound of what people are into here, or do you think it's some other influence coming in from elsewhere?
I think so. Like, I mean. The fact that, we're all born and raised here, sure. I think there's definitely going to be some kind of root to it. I think with the whole grittiness and the lunch pail blue collar part of it. Like, I definitely think like that comes through.
Like it doesn't maybe have to sound gritty to be gritty? Is that
it doesn't have to sound gritty. So like the lyrical content, absolutely, I think has to do, is definitely a Winnipeg thing, and definitely more gruff and like rough around the edges kind of deal in terms of like the lyrical content anyways. And I think like just although it's not a huge heavy band, I still think it has like it still kicks in the balls a little bit, and I credit to Savvy or whatever for hitting the drums hard, but I definitely think that's a Winnipeg thing as well. It's just bands of all genres and whatever rap groups are coming out and being able to just like pardon my French, but punch you right in the dick. Just getting you going. So.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
Lost me there, but
I don't know. I start sentences and I don't know where I finish.
It went an interesting direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we go.
Do you have a?
I was gonna say, but I think we fit. That was the question, right?
Yeah. It's like, do you think that what your sound is a Winnipeg sound?
Yeah, I think we kind of got like a good. It's kind of like a good kind of like new wave coming. It's like us, like Screaming at Traffic, Ceilings.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been playing shows together. I think that scene kind of like all fits together. I think Bleed American even.
Sure,
like,
yeah,
definitely a new crew.
Like everyone has their own sound or whatever, but it's like.
Well, and there's a lot of connection between those bands too, right? Just members and producers.
North and whatever. Yeah, like we did like a house show, a bunch of us like a few weeks ago. It was pretty fun.
Cool.
It's like all buddies.
Yeah. It's kind of nice, right? When your bands you play with, I mean, I guess because you're all in a bunch of bands that helps. Yeah. You're in 16,000.
Yeah. It all works out. Those shows are sweet. Like the fact that everybody in the scene, I don't know, we all look out for each other and
it's
like to have a good time and party together and all that. So it's fun.
Do you think that like 10 years from now, when you're even more old guys, that you will be still doing something like this? Like, do you think that this is kind of you're just going to be doing this?
Like playing punk rock?
Yeah, pretty much forever.
Yeah, it's just
yeah, pretty much forever. I don't see any point of stopping.
Cool.
Whether it's in bands or by myself,
Right,
probably like always play music even if I'm
I think at this point
you've done enough,
right?
Weekend dad style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Because it's interesting. Like, I
don't know if I'll play in like as many.
We probably don't have time. What you're doing,
It should be interesting.
Yeah, so you have to pick favorites.
Yeah.
That'll just what I do. It's like, Sean, grow up.
No, man.
Do you think that you're
40?
Do you think your styles will change though at that point, or do you think you'll still be rooted in this kind of stuff? Like, do you think when you're 40, you're still going to be playing a very similar type of punk rock as you've done with the other bands, or do you think something will?
Yeah, like
I mean, how long have you stuck with this? I guess for a while, right? Like
since like I don't know, when did Tony Hawk Pro Skater come out? Like, that's like when I started liking punk rock. And I haven't really listened to anything else since then. You know, obviously that's just not completely true, but like in terms of playing, yeah, that's pretty much
Same kind of vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of clicks with me. I don't know. What about you guys?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You like everything?
Yeah, like, so I started like playing hardcore and stuff, but so now I kind of play more punk rock, and I'm like, so I'm not really playing hardcore, but sometimes I'm like, I want to play hardcore again.
Yeah,
but I don't know, like, but I want to play less of that now, so same thing could happen. I don't know.
You're changing. I heard. I don't know where I heard.
I think as long as I'm playing something, I don't really care what it is.
Yeah. I heard the guys are starting to get out of punk rock now and just like listening to more sad, emotional music in general, and just listening to hip hop and rap because it's more upbeat and happy and it makes you feel better.
Which is weird because like those emo rap guys are doing the sad, emotional.
I know, right?
I might just like go into emo rap and just like start sampling my own stuff.
You got enough of it. You could.
You may as well.
You could do it. Yeah. Just get some auto tune and you're good.
Sean featuring Sean.
You need some more face tattoos though.
Yeah,
it's kind of important, right?
Yeah. No. Actually, that's the thing. I think the whole band needs to go in that
face
direction.
Tattoos,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can see it
for sure.
Yeah. The reason I asked about that is because I know a lot of people like from whatever generation play really heavy music and then they eventually end up in country. Seems like so many people end up in country bands.
Country is cool.
It is great. It's great.
I was actually thinking the other day. I was like, I would love to be in a country band. It's just so chill.
Yeah, I saw this guy.
It's like a natural progression, almost like.
This guy that I know, he posted on Facebook, and he's like, "Yeah, doing a set with this band at Cowboys." I was like, "Cowboys, man, that'd be sick." Like,
was that the dude from sitcom?
Was that? No, it was a different guy.
Oh, okay. I know their band played there. Well, sometimes Cowboys does shows that aren't country.
But he was like doing like some country cover band. Like he was, it was just like.
Yeah, I saw like an Alan Jackson tribute band a few weeks ago, and I never listened to Alan Jackson before.
Live?
Yeah, I was at Times Change.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, this is sweet. Like lap steel and stuff.
Nice.
And I always hated country, kind of. But then, I bought an Alan Jackson CD after that at the store, and I was like, when I was listening, I'm like, oochie coochie, whatever. I was like, oh, this is sweet.
But it almost feels like the thing that happens, right? Like punks and metal guys and everything, they just end up playing country.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, just maybe because it's...
I just like it's mellow, but still got the same edge to it, and it's still the same kind of like content, right? Like
that
pissed off about
Winnipeg
something.
blue collar,
lunch
pail.
Maybe we'll go country in 10 years.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Nice sheriffs.
Is he interview us again?
I'm sure we'll. I'll still be doing this. Yeah.
Start some hybrid genre of country emo.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing.
Hey, we can.
That might be your.
We can make it a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so just to scrap all of this, new album. What's going on with that? Trombone, obviously. We got that part.
So we started recording it like back in April. Right now, I don't know when this is coming out, but right now.
So coming soon.
Yeah, this is in November.
So
we started.
April? No, it wasn't.
We started tracking.
It was like July.
No, dog. We started doing.
Oh, when did you do drums?
We
Was
did
it in April?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was that early.
Anyways, sometime in the spring / summer, we started recording it.
Okay.
And now we're kind of in the finishing stages, just getting the last little fixes done, dealing with all the artwork and stuff like that. But we're looking at getting it released in February, March is our 2019 would be the release date that we're aiming for. We should have a video out beginning of December. We've already shot, and that's ready to go. So it's just a matter of like tying up all the loose ends with, labels and all that kind of stuff, and seeing how we want to release it.
You got the tape label guy right here.
What?
Yeah, exactly. You have the label guy right
here.
here.
Yeah, well, talking to real labels.
Right.
And then we'll see what happens.
Right, and then if not, you have the
default label.
Yeah. Is this a full length?
Yeah, it's 9 songs.
Yes.
9 songs, okay. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much perfect, right in everybody's attention span.
Yeah.
Length. I don't think anybody has 13 songs in them anymore to listen to. But
just like listeners in general.
Yeah, listeners in general. Yeah. It's all about trying to capture the. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean that's actually a good point though. Like people listen to music totally differently now, right? So you have to.
Yeah, you got to capture it differently. So I think we're going to start off with a couple songs, get those out there, and I'm excited to get it out.
Is it? I mean, for people who've heard the 3-song release you did, how different are these? Are they? I mean, they're still recognizable, obviously, as Nice Cop songs.
They're way more refined, I think.
Yeah, you can definitely more time went into writing and recording them. In terms of like the sound, just kind of a little bit more. There's more to them than just kind of more straightforward punk songs. So
More to them how? In what way?
Like better songwriting. I don't know.
Okay, just to go based on time of playing together, sort of thing. Or?
Yeah, we kind of like did stuff. We
yeah,
kinda did
You did stuff. Yeah.
No, we kind of like even like recording. We kind of like we should like just try putting the chorus first and like kind of like more like just like
trying to step
like,
outside the box a bit.
like getting outside of like the regular formula.
First chorus,
like,
first
yeah, kind of doing
yeah.
like some stuff like that and like doing like pre-choruses and like more hooks, kind of
Adding a bridge somewhere just cause. And it's like,
yeah, and then like even like we record some stuff and then we cut like trimmed parts out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff.
And
Trying to make them hits.
Who'd you record with?
Jordan Both.
Not surprising, but
yeah.
I figured that was gonna be the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
He's an awesome guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it handy when we have stuff to do. So he's pretty good. I can just go in there. I can basically kick his door down and
Right.
go start recording stuff whenever whenever it works.
Well, and he has a kind of distinctive sound regardless of who he's working
Yeah.
with, right? Like, I mean, is that something you wanted from the outset, or is it just sort of the convenience factor of?
No, I definitely don't want to say the convenience, but like.
Well, it sounded like you were just saying.
Yeah. With Jordan, like what's nice with him is because he is a friend of mine. He can tell me when something sucks.
Sure. Yeah.
So I like the fact to be like, all right, man, like I have this thing, and I'll record it, and we can spend a couple hours on it, and be like, you know what, Al, like this sucks.
Right.
Let's try something else, so that super appreciative of having him around for. So yeah.
Yeah, we did the first thing with him, so like
Yeah.
he kind of knows what we're about.
And you all worked with him before, I guess, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
so you kind of familiarity.
We played like he was in Elder Abuse.
Yeah,
too,
of course. Yeah,
so,
he's in a million bands too, just like everyone else here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. No, and is that coming out? You don't know. I guess you don't know the label situation yet, right? But
Yeah, we're working on all that kind of stuff. But we should have some.
Yeah.
Hopefully, by the time this comes out, we'll have definitive answers.
well, this will come out like really soon. So
Oh, okay, never mind. Then yeah, we're gonna figure all that
It's
kind
either
of stuff.
coming on a label or it's not.
right, it's coming out though.
It'll either be on a label that's not owned by us or one
right,
that's-
right,
Either way, the music will be ready.
right. In the spring, people will be able to hear.
But
it.
probably music video first.
Right,
Before
okay.
Christmas, we want to get a music
Yeah.
video out.
Cool,
So
cool.
and that's ready to go. So
Do you have any big shows coming up in the near future?
I
nothing
don't
planned.
think we have any shows right now.
Yeah, finishing up the record, and then once that's ready to go, we're gonna do some kind of release,
Yeah.
and get play with some of the bands we mentioned earlier, and have a party.
Cool. And if people are hearing about you for the first time on here, what's the best thing for them to do to find out? I guess like if they want to stay in the loop of when the album's coming out or check out some
I got
shows.
Facebook, Instagram. I think it's Nice Cops Band is our Instagram, and then nicecops.bandcamp.com. The demo's up there.
That was up there, yeah.
It's be song EP or whatever.
Yeah, the music will for sure be on the Bandcamp, and then Instagram and Facebook is the best way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. If you want to hear more episodes of this show, go to witchpolice.com. All 300 and whatever episodes are there for free download and streaming. We're on UMFM on Sundays at midnight. Those are older episodes getting a second wind, so this might not air till the summer or something. But at which point the album's already out. So
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, we've
Yeah,
already
there you go.
we've already gone gold.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Or you've just completely quit and become
Yeah, exactly. We got a new band.
Yeah.
Same guys though.
Country emo?
Yeah, country emo band. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again for having me in this strange children's classroom.
No, thanks for
Look
coming
forward to
down.
hearing the record.
Thanks for coming down, man.
thanks.
We'll play some recorder.
Strangers walking down the street, they're laughing at me. Angels on my shoulder blade, what a waste. In the distance, there's a ringing. The Joker's beating it inside my head. In my head, in my head. If we're gonna change the world, I'm gonna start with me. Let's call an end to this pact of suicide. We'll mend the hearts of you and